Okay, we're here today with the Stanislaus State women's volleyball representatives after a quarterfinal matchup with Cal Poly Pomona. We have head coach Mallori Gibson-Rossi. To her left is Sierra Adams. To her immediate right is Chelsey Barry, and to the far right is Ramey Gardner. Coach, just start us off with an opening statement about today's match.
Like I was telling the girls in the locker room, I'm just very proud of how they came out on fire in that first set. I know it didn't end up the way we would have hoped, but for them to just show the potential that our team has with us still being very young and having some returners for next year, I think it shows a lot of potential for the upcoming season or next season. And I think it was a good tribute to our seniors and just how much hard work they put in to get this program to where it's at now. And we talked a lot about just going from a season where we were 3-23 to now 16-11. It speaks volumes of these girls' work ethic. They have just put in a great deal of hard work over the last year to get us to where we are now, and I'm just very proud of them for showing that fight all year.
And just talk a little bit about that first set. What was clicking for you guys?
Everything was clicking. I guess I'll start. I thought like our passing, our offense, like everything was clicking. A lot of communication was happening, and we had that fire and intensity like throughout the entire match. And we didn't have that for the other two, which was sad. But I'm really proud of the first match and looking forward to the next season.
The first match we all fought like super hard. Everyone wanted it. Everybody was tuned in. Everyone was energetic and talking. It felt like as a team we were all like clicking. It's unfortunate that it ended the way that it did, but I felt as though that first match is a team that's our warrior way. That's who we are. And if we can just pursue that for the rest of the matches, I feel like we would be an unstoppable team.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Basically what they said, everything was really clicking, the communication was on point. I think that everybody was really confident and everybody wanted the ball, everybody was going for it, and we were mixing everything up, so being really creative and finding their holes and exploiting them. So that was really good, and like how they were saying too, like it just shows our potential. So, I mean, going forward in the next year, 2 years, whatever, like we're going to be even better than we are right now, which is really good.
Coach, second and third sets, you were calling a couple timeouts here. They were going on runs. What was your message to the team?
For the most part, it was just about getting that energy back and making sure we were communicating out there. It didn't matter what the result was. It didn't matter what the outcome was, but we needed to pick up the energy and the just kind of aggression, that killer instinct that just because those are things we can control. And so the emphasis was more on the controllables versus the outcome. I don't think it was any adjustments that were made. It was just we kind of got a little flat, and so we were talking about trying to increase that energy to help us to try to find that rhythm again.
And then to go from 3-23 last year to 16-11 this year, obviously tough to end the season in the quarterfinals and the conference tournament. But what are you going to remember about this team?
The heart that they showed. Like I said earlier, just ever since last season, when we ended 3-23, every person on this team, everyone who returned was like, we are not going to have another season like that, and it showed in their hard work through the spring, through their dedication, their drive. So yeah, I would say most proud of their heart that they showed. It didn't matter if we were down, didn't matter if we were up. I think that in the third set towards the end, it's kind of another good example of our heart where we talked about in the locker room. We could have just given up. We could have let them win by 10, 15 points, but instead we fought back and we tried to just gain momentum whenever we could, even though we knew our backs were against the wall.
Ramey, as a senior, what do you see as the future of this team with these players and the rest of the team? What do you see going forward for the Warriors program?
I mean, we have so much talent. That's the main thing. I mean, just so much raw talent, and I think that especially with one more spring and then a spring with all the freshmen and everything, it's going to be really to fine-tune all those like breaking little bad habits and stuff and just making sure that we're more disciplined for longer periods of time. It's going to be huge. These girls are going to go so far, and I think that this is just the start of it. This is just like the very beginning of their potential, and they're just it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank
Thank you.